Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you a really easy way to make a spraying mask out of really any image that you can cut. But before I showed you what's going to work well, I wanted to show you something like an example of what really isn't going to work. If you look, this is the anthropology catalog. If you look at this image, there's no definition of where her legs are or where her arms are, so if we were to make this shape, it would be kind of hard to tell what it was. I mean, it might be alright because at least her leg moves out a little bit, but a better image would be this one, which is still not perfect, but at least like her arm is separate here, her arm is sticking out, her legs are separate so that she has like separate pieces whenever you spray her. This is the one that I'm going to do, which this one is going to work really well because his arms are out, his legs are out, so when we spray it, you're still going to have an idea of what it was when we started. So the first thing that you want to do, you could just cut the image straight out and use it exactly like this, but I like to use masking tape because it protects it. I'm just using, this is clear packing tape. What this does is it protects it from whatever you spray, so you can use this multiple times. And I'll show you how I store them too. And I'm just layering it. It doesn't matter if you get a few wrinkles, just kind of smooth them down the best you can. I just want to cover the whole image. You don't really have to cover the whole page, just the image itself. And you don't have to worry about doing like the brayering technique as much. Just make sure that it's stuck on there pretty good. If you were doing an image transfer, you would want to rub this really well to make sure that the toner transferred onto the tape, but we're not going to worry about that. Now flip it over and do the back. And then you just want to try to make sure, if you can't see through the paper, just cover the whole surface or do your best approximation. So there I can tell that I got him completely covered. Now we're just going to cut the image out. So now we have our image cut out. He's pretty sturdy because we have tape on the front and the back. And so the next step is to do a test spray. Okay, so now you just want to position the mask wherever you want. I'm going to use this paper. This is just scrap paper. And I am going to cover what I don't want to spray. Good. Okay, so he's in place where I want him. You could use spray paint, you could use acrylic paint with like a brush of some sort. I'm actually going to try out my new airbrush system, but you definitely don't have to have an airbrush for this to work. And I just kind of, any questionable parts, I just hold them down. Could do like a repositionable adhesive on the back, like with a spray, which they sell at like Michael's for like $10 for a can of it. But I don't like to use any kind of spray unless I really have to. Really a spray paint or an ink would be better because this is blowing air, so it's actually moving the stencil around a little bit. So now you see that what the mask does is it protects underneath it and the color is all around it. So here's that, and then you could journal inside of it, which is what I did here. This is another mask that I have, and what I did was I wrote inside of her and then I outlined it just to make it a little more intense, which I'll probably go back and outline this guy too, though it's a pretty clear outline, you can tell what it is. And then the last thing, real quick, I'll show you how I store these. I got this tip from Julie Balzar's stencil workshop, and what she does is she keeps, this is just a scrapbook for 12 by 12, but she keeps all of her stencils and stuff. So in the back, this is the mask for the image I just showed you. This is, you can't really tell, but that's a stencil I cut the other day, and this will be his new home right here. So have fun.